Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel. What I want to talk about today is the topic of the problem with hateable villains. Okay, so for this video, I'm going to discuss the problem with hateable villains when it comes to um how it can ruin the experience when you're watching something that is media based, story media based to be exact, whether it could be movies, TV shows, video games, and so on and so forth, okay? As well as the negative effect it can also have on story-based media as well, okay, as a whole, okay? So now I mentioned that, let's get started. So when it comes to the first question, which relates to the problem with hateable villains when it comes to how it affects the experience for story-based media, it simply comes down to the fact is that it does what it's not supposed to do. It stresses people out, okay? Because the truth of the matter is when people watch entertainment, okay, they watch entertainment because they want to enjoy it, okay? They want to watch entertainment because they want to feel immersed in the world, They want to watch something interesting, and so on and so forth. For whatever reason, whether their main motivation could be story, action, or both, whatever, they want to watch something to just enjoy themselves, okay? But if you create a villain that is hateable and is too hateable, okay, it can ruin the experience for watching the thing you're looking at, okay? To be quite honest with you. Now, before I get into further detail why it can, of course, negatively affect it, the simple answer to that question I just want to mention is that there's no problem with hateable villains. It's just that the problem is that if they become overused, okay? Just like the whole anti-villain trope, okay? Which has become so overused, okay? And that's what my point of the video is that this is definitely something that shouldn't be used too much, okay? And that's what exactly I'm trying to get across here, okay? So now that I've mentioned that, let's get back to the point I was making, okay? So when it comes to hateable villains, okay, like the point I was making across, like the point I'm trying to make for this video, is that hateable villains, when they're done, is that when people do them, sometimes not only do they do them well, but they do them a bit too well as, of course, no surprise, like I was talking about, they might make it something that is done too often, okay? And that's not good at all, okay? Because the problem with hateable villains in general, to sum it up, what my point is doing them too often, is that it just kills the experience, okay? Because when you watch something, I just want to have a good storyline, okay? And when you have a villain who's at least kind of interesting, it doesn't have to mean they have a point for why they do the things that they do, but it's actually like maybe even if he's pure evil, he's at least interesting. It makes the experience more enjoyable, okay? But if you're watching something that's just like, oh god, I hate this villain so much, it just kind of stresses you out, okay? And as a result of stressing you out, it prevents you from enjoying it enough, okay? Because the truth about hateable villains is that the point of a hateable villain is that not only is it, of course, just down to from face value, the villain is supposed to be hateable. The thing that they do to make the villain truly hateable is that they take elements people hate in real life of people, whether it could be people who steal other people's ideas and claim the work as their own, or just in general certain types of people that I think everybody who lives in this world can agree, fuck, I hate people like that. They take those elements from people who we in real life are like, god, goodness gracious, I hate people like that, and just put them into a character like a villain, okay? And that's not good, okay? If it's something that is done too often, for that matter, okay? Because the truth of the matter is, when you are looking at this stuff, okay, like a story-based media, like movies, TV shows, video games, whatever, if I'm looking at something that just reminds me of people I fucking hate in real life, it's going to prevent me from enjoying the experience, okay? Because a lot of the times you watch movies, no matter how much you are in the present moment, sometimes our mind drifts away and we think about things like, what would I do if I was in this situation, okay? Or just whatever, okay? Whether it could be, what would I do in a situation, um like you see in a movie, or maybe just thinking about like other things in life, whatever. Maybe, oh God, hopefully this movie, you know, ends soon, because I have things to do at home, or even like, okay, this movie might be one of my favorite movies, whatever you can imagine. People think about all sorts of things, okay? Whenever humans go anywhere, we think. Most of our lives, we're in our own heads anyway, okay? So when it comes to story-based media, it's no different, okay? But the thing is, if I'm looking at something that is, that's full of a person I just fucking hate with a divine passion, okay? It's just, I'm gonna obviously start thinking about that. And through thinking about it, I'm gonna be thinking about memories I have with certain types of people I hate in real life, and go like, oh my goodness gracious, I hate people like that, okay? So passionately, okay? Um, and through that experience, okay, it can ruin the movie experience, because how am I supposed to enjoy a movie where the point of a movie is to make you feel relaxed and be in a good mood if I'm just being presented with characters I freaking hate so much, because it reminds me of everything I hate, just like Skylar White, from Breaking Bad. Perfect example. I never watched the show, but I heard a lot of people hate her because she reminds people of like the type of people in life who just like, just pretty much just, take from other people and don't really actually give anything in return. Like the fact that Walter White was doing all this stuff to make the money. She was enjoying the money while at the same time complaining about the things he was doing. Like Skylar White, or another one could be like, for the movie Scarface, like the main character, Tony Montana was dating, or just whatever, okay? Like they just remind you of people you hate so passionately, okay? And like I said, there are always going to be hateable characters in movies, but there's a difference between like it happening sometimes versus it happening as often as it does, and that is the truth, because sometimes they're just like, I can't even like watch this movie again, or this TV show, or whatever story-based media it is again, because I'm just like, yo, I hate this person so much. And not even just hate this person, but I hate people like this so passionately, it's not even funny. So that's what my point is, okay? So that's what my first point is. And to be honest with you. Now my second point, of course, to end it off, is also the negative effect it can also have, of course, on the media as a whole. Because when you watch movies, okay, and just in general, story-based media in general, for that matter, as I like to call it, any form of media that relies on telling a story, that's made up of a story anyway, for that matter, you get the point, okay, is that for any type of media to do well, let's just use movies as an example, okay, it has to have something good, okay, it has to have something original, okay, and if something is just going to be overused all the time, it can affect how much people are going to watch it, okay? Just like the whole anti-villain trope like I was getting at earlier for this video, okay? It is so goddamn overused. It is not even funny, to be quite blunt and honest with you, okay? It's gotten to a point where it's just absolutely ridiculous, to answer your question, okay? To be quite blunt and honest with you. The whole idea that this is a villain, that actually has a reason for why he became a villain, it kills the experience, it makes it boring, because it's like, I've heard this a million times, and it just kills the experience because it's so predictable, okay? It's like, okay, we already know this guy is going to be has a reason for why he does things, and sometimes, even aside from that, you just want a villain who's just evil for the sake of evil, because you just want something that's fun and entertaining, not something that gives you an existential crisis when it comes to humanity and who us humans really are all the time, okay? That is an example of an overused trope, the anti-villain trope. And when, of course, it comes to the hateable character trope, okay, if it's overused, then it can affect the movie industry, because why do I want to watch a movie that is just going to remind me of people I hate in real life with a divine passion? Especially specifically if it's overused. And that's what I'm trying to say. It can affect the movie industry. So when it comes to this whole hateable villain trope, it should definitely not be overused. It's not good for you. We already live in a world that's already angry and stressful enough because of the internet algorithm. Especially, we do not need anything to just remind us of people we hate in real life. When I watch a movie, I want to be entertained. I want it to relieve my stress, not remind me of people I freaking despise in real life with a divine passion. And that is the honest truth, okay? So, in short, the hateable villain trope should not be overused as it will kill the movie experience. And not just kill the movie experience, but even threaten the story-based media experience. Okay, so that is the honest truth. Okay, so I'll repeat it again. Okay, um it for story-based media, not only does it ruin the experience, hateable villains, it can also affect story-based media's as a whole, as a medium, for entertainment. Okay, and as honest truth. Okay, and that's why it shouldn't be overused. And this is all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed the video, and simply put it, I'm out. So bye.